Enzo Maresca could not hide his frustration. Chelsea slipped again in the Premier League, this time held to a 2-2 draw by Ipswich Town at Stamford Bridge. It was not just about the result. Maresca was disappointed because according to him, the 2 goals that went into the Blues' goal were due to their own mistakes. Chelsea had appeared dominant from the start and almost took the lead through Nicholas Jackson. However, it was Ipswich who stole the first goal through a combination of Ben Johnson and Julio Enciso. The same combination again produced a second goal before halftime, leaving Chelsea 2 goals behind at home. Only after the break did the Blues start to rise. Cucurella reduced the deficit just seconds after the restart. Then Jadon Sancho equalized with a brilliant kick from the corner of the penalty box. But until the match ended, Chelsea failed to add a goal, despite having several golden opportunities. Maresca assessed that his team's game changed completely after Ipswich's first goal. We started well, creating chances. But once they scored, everything changed. Their 2 goals came from our own mistakes, and that was very disappointing. The result leaves Chelsea in 5th place, and their position is under threat as Newcastle still have 2 games in hand. Despite his disappointment, Maresca is still optimistic. There will still be many surprises until the end of the season. All the teams in the hunt for the Champions League will definitely win and also lose points. But today was clearly not the result we expected. With inconsistent performances and the chance of qualifying for the Champions League starting to be threatened, the pressure is now increasing on Maresca and his squad. Chelsea are again eyeing one of their own academy graduates. The Blues are reportedly ready to buy Marc Guehi from Crystal Palace with a rather surprising transfer package. £50 million cash plus Trevoh Chalobah in one deal. Guehi was previously a product of the Cobham Academy and had played for Chelsea at senior level, although only made 2 appearances before being released to Palace in 2021 for £18 million. The decision has proven to be the right one for the player, because since joining Selhurst Park, his performance has continued to improve and he is now among the best centre-backs in the Premier League. According to the Mirror, Crystal Palace are currently setting a price of £70 million for the defender, who still has a contract until 2026. But Chelsea believe that an offer of £50 million plus Chalobah, who is considered to be worth £30 million, could be quite tempting. Moreover, Chalobah himself performed well when he was loaned to Palace earlier this season. Chelsea are indeed in need of additions in the back line. Wesley Fofana has suffered another long-term injury, while the futures of Tosin Adarabioyo, Benoit Badiashile, and Axel Disasi are uncertain. The former is almost certain to be released after his loan spell at Aston Villa. Bringing Guehi back is not just about nostalgia. The management sees the player as an ideal figure to form a long-term duet with Levi Colwill, who is also a product of the Chelsea Academy. This duet has the potential to become the backbone of the Blues, and also the England national team in the future. If negotiations go smoothly, this could be a transfer that is not only strategic, but also emotional for the fans who watched Guehi grow from the academy and now return as a star. The heated rivalry between Chelsea and Manchester United has now reached the transfer market, with Liam Delap the main target. Fabrizio Romano confirmed that the 2 English giants have made initial contact regarding the Ipswich Town striker. Delap has a release clause worth £30 million if Ipswich are relegated from the Premier League. And this condition seems to be used by the 2 big English teams, considering the player's potential and age, which are very promising. Chelsea has the advantage of Enzo Maresca, the coach who knows Delap very well from their past together at Manchester City. On the other hand, Manchester United is no less strong with Jason Wilcox, City's former academy director who also knows Delap inside out. Both clubs are currently gathering information, how the clause structure is, potential salary, and long-term plans if Delap is recruited. While several German clubs are also monitoring the situation, Romano emphasized that the Premier League is still the most realistic destination for the striker. With his sharp performance and young age, Delap's name is sure to appear frequently in the transfer market this summer. The question remains, will he dock at Stamford Bridge with Maresca or become a new weapon for the Red Devils in their new era? Victor Osimhen has finally broken his silence and made a big announcement regarding his future. In his latest interview, the Nigerian striker stated that this season will be his last with Galatasaray. He stated clearly, "Galatasaray will always be in my heart. But in time, the best decision for all parties will be taken." This statement comes amidst long speculation linking Osimhen with various big European clubs, especially from the Premier League. Chelsea and Manchester United are said to be two of the most serious suitors, while Arsenal and Liverpool are also not far behind in the hunt. Juventus are actually also interested, but their position is quite weak because Osimhen's €75 million release clause does not apply to fellow Serie A clubs. Osimhen himself is currently on loan from Napoli to Galatasaray after failing to move last summer. Although only for one season, his contribution is extraordinary. 21 goals in 24 Super League games are proof of how vital he is for the club. He has become a symbol of Galatasaray's revival, even leading them 3 points ahead of arch-rivals Fenerbahce in the title race. However, even though Galatasaray are said to be able to pay his release clause, the biggest obstacle is his salary. Osimhen is asking for a salary of €11 million per year, a figure that is considered too high for the Turkish club. Moreover, Osimhen is said to be very interested in playing in England. Chelsea has more appeal because Enzo Maresca has started building a new project and is looking for a goal-hungry striker. On the other hand, Manchester United is also looking for a long-term replacement for the inconsistent Rasmus Højlund. With all the factors in place, market value, brilliant performance and a high salary, Osimhen seems to only join elite clubs with ambitious projects. One thing is for sure, Victor Osimhen will no longer wear the Galatasaray uniform next season. And now, all eyes are on the Premier League. Chelsea are once again on the hunt for Europe's best young talent, and now it's Kenan Yıldız's turn to be on the radar. The 19-year-old Juventus international has caught the eye of the Italian public after a breakthrough season with the Bianconeri. According to Gazzetta dello Sport, Chelsea and Manchester United are both keen on Yıldız, who has contributed 13 goals this season despite not being a regular starter. He is considered one of the most promising talents in Serie A, and certainly won't be sold cheaply. Yıldız has been described as a versatile winger with great technique, sharp vision, and a mature attacking instinct despite his young age. Chelsea are said to be ready to compete for his signature, even if the price tag reaches €80 million. Todd Boehly's Buy Young Players and Future Stars project doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon. While many have questioned Chelsea's effectiveness in developing young players, with names like Mudryk and David Datro Fofana yet to show significant development, the Blues remain aggressive in the transfer market, especially with a big potential like Yıldız. This situation also raises a big question. Will Yıldız get enough playing time if he moves to Stamford Bridge? Competition on the wings is still tight. However, Chelsea could offer a long-term project, especially if Enzo Maresca promises a central role in their new system. And given Yıldız's young age, the project of building a new team could be attractive in itself. Whatever it is, one thing is for sure. Kenan Yıldız is a name to watch in this summer's transfer market, and Chelsea seem ready to make him another weapon in their already ridiculous young star inventory. Chelsea's current goalkeeping situation is like an endless loop. There are many options, but none of them are really convincing. Robert Sanchez has been given a second chance this season, but the results have been far from expectations. Many fans are disappointed, and it is understandable that the voices to bring in a new goalkeeper are getting louder. Filip Jorgensen? Still too raw. Kepa Arrizabalaga? Clearly has no future at Stamford Bridge. Mike Penders? Untested at the highest level. So there's only one name that makes sense. Georgia Petrovic. His performances with Strasbourg this season have been extraordinary. His statistics shine in League One, showing that he deserves to be given a main place next season. However, if Chelsea really want to compete for major trophies, they cannot just rely on potential. The club needs a proven figure. Names like Aaron Ramsdale or Joan Garcia are logical options, even though they require a large budget. But big money is not a problem for Chelsea, right? In short, next summer must be a turning point. There is no more room for compromise between the sticks. If Petrovic is ready, give him the trust. If not, find someone ready. One thing is for sure. Next season should not start again with Sanchez as the main choice. That is not a solution, but a problem that is repeated. Chelsea need a main goalkeeper who is strong, charismatic, and has the reflexes of a champion. Since the departure of Thibaut Courtois, that figure has never really been found.